क्या आप वो गोल्ड उठा के उसको दे देंगे 2 लाख का जो आज 2 लाख का है? इफ यू थिंक अबाउट इट फॉर अ सेकंड, आई एम श्योर यू विल नॉट, बिकॉज यू विल आर्ग्यू कि यार नहीं नहीं, तो 2 लाख रुपए कैश देना चाहिए, बिकॉज गोल्ड का रेट तो कल बढ़ जाएगा, हो सकता है 2 लाख का गोल्ड 2.25 लाख का हो जाए, 2.5 लाख का हो जाए, तो वाई विल आई पे मोर? आई विल पे फिक्स्ड मनी from fixed money. This is the time where you actually have the ESOP conversation. And this is not for you to save cash. आपके रीजंस हमेशा क्वालिफाइड होने चाहिए. Hiring or ESOPs is not only about employees. It's about your intent within as well. If your intent is poor, there is a very high chance that you will end up doing stupid shit and you will blame the world for that. उन सभी ऑफर लेटर्स में एक क्लिफ पीरियड होता है. किसी कंपनी का 12 महीने होता है, किसी का 18 महीने होता है. उस क्लिफ पीरियड का क्या मतलब होता है कि आपको ESOP तो आज दे रहे हैं, पर अगर अगले 12 से 18 महीने में आपने छोड़ दिया या हमने आपको हटा दिया, तो वो ESOP जीरो हो जाती है. They are probably not asking for ESOPs. They are equity shocks. They are ESOP shocks. Don't do that. In fact, question them कि क्या करोगे इस equity का, worthless है. क्योंकि fact ये है कि बहुत लंबे समय तक ये equity worthless ही रहने वाली है. ESOPs, again, I don't think ESOPs is a difficult conversation. I think ESOPs is a confused conversation, misplaced conversation, because, and I say that because as a country we are going through this startup revolution, and pandemic just fueled this massively. Shark Tank, etc. just took it to next level, because suddenly entrepreneurship and startups and equity and percentage ownership became dining table and coffee table conversations at home with your parents, with your relatives, with your friends, even people who were not aware about startups until 2 years back. They are now aware about percentage ownership, equity, and whatnot. And in this environment, ESOPs become even more difficult conversation, because at times people may have misplaced view of what ESOPs are or what equity means. So let us first define ESOPs, and then we'll talk about how to look at ESOPs when you're hiring, how to use ESOPs, and how rather not to use ESOPs when hiring. Employee stock options or equity in your company is probably the costliest instrument that you can use for anything. It is the costliest instrument because it is a growing instrument. It does not have a fixed value. Its value is transient. It can go up, it can go down, but mostly for all good cases, because we are only optimizing for good cases. None of us are optimizing for what will happen when company shuts down, right? So we'll only talk about the good cases. In the good cases, it will not grow linearly. It can go exponentially. It can become 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, a lakh x. I mean, ask people, who got Paytm's early stock options, and ask them what was the multiple at the time of IPO. वो अलग बात है कि बाद में IPO का प्राइस गिर गया, तो ये एग्जाम्पल थोड़ा सा दिल को छूने वाला भी है. बट पॉइंट इज कि अगर किसी ने 100,000x एक्सपीरियंस किया है और उसके बाद स्टॉक मार्केट 1/6 हो गई, लेट्स से, तब भी 15,000x है. It's actually not a bad number. My point is that ESOPs are the costliest instrument that you have, because and they need to be used like that. जब आपको किसी को 2 लाख रुपए देने होते हैं और आपके घर में 2 लाख रुपए का गोल्ड पड़ा हो, उस गोल्ड की आज की वैल्यू 2 लाख रुपए है, तो क्या आप वो गोल्ड उठा के उसको दे देंगे 2 लाख का जो आज 2 लाख का है? इफ यू थिंक अबाउट इट फॉर अ सेकेंड, आई एम श्योर यू विल नॉट, बिकॉज यू विल आर्ग्यू कि यार नहीं नहीं, इसको 2 लाख रुपए कैश देना चाहिए, बिकॉज गोल्ड का रेट तो कल बढ़ जाएगा, हो सकता है 2 लाख का गोल्ड 2.25 लाख का हो जाए, 2.5 लाख का हो जाए, तो वाई विल आई पे मोर? आई विल पे fixed money from fixed money. This is a money that is going to grow itself. I can only give it to someone, who is continuously adding value to my life. Now imagine, आपको किसी ने बोला कि यार मेरे पास कुछ कोलैटरल रख दो और उस कोलैटरल की वैल्यू का कुछ पैसा मैं आपको दे दूंगा. वहां आप इमीडिएटली गोल्ड रख दोगे. क्यों? क्योंकि आप उस गोल्ड को कैश नहीं करना चाहते, प्लस उस कोलैटरल की वैल्यू बढ़ रही है, तो तो आपको लगता है कि यार ये प्रॉमिस भी है, आज इस गोल्ड की वैल्यू 1.5 लाख रुपए है, तो आज मुझे 1 लाख रुपए उधार मिल रहा है, कल गोल्ड की वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी, ये 2.5 लाख का हो जाएगा. आई कैन एक्चुअली गो टू द सेम पर्सन एंड से कि भाई साहब 75,000 रुपए, गिव मी 75,000 bucks more because now gold is, my collateral is valuable. Equity is like that. Equity is something that you invest in people who actually are going to bring continuous value to your company and a future value. They're going to build the future value. So you compensate them through this instrument so that they can continuously get benefited by the growth of the company. That means anybody who's joining your company today, as of today, may not be able to understand the value of that ESOP. There is a chance that today, especially in early stages, when you are really nimble, fragile, you also don't understand the value of your ESOPs fully, as in at a multiple. And if you try to over-imagine it and you say, oh, I'll be a billion-dollar company, the world will say, dude, chill. You can't be negative about it anyway. Entrepreneur hai. Optimism is the only currency that you have in abundance. So aapka optimism is riding high. The point I'm making is that ESOPs should always be, ESOPs is a great hiring instrument. It's a great compensation instrument, but it should be handled with care. It should be handled with a lot of respect. And throwing away ESOPs and creating large packages or giving away ESOPs to people who are coming to your startup to only earn ESOPs is something that needs to be qualified. You need to keep your own understanding in check as well. I can tell you that entrepreneurs bhi kuch bahut अच्छे नहीं होते हैं. We are all humans. I see entrepreneurs also misusing ESOPs by inflating its value and then offering it to people. That's also wrong. That's actually one of the ways to not use ESOPs. But for the people who are joining you, if they are optimizing for ESOPs, there is a way to qualify that intent, and we'll talk about that right away. But using ESOPs as a carrot to dangle in front of them, using that ESOP instrument to inflate a package and to make it sound like a big package, it's actually one of the worst things that you can not only do with that candidate, you can do with your startup. Now, when we talk about using ESOPs, how do you actually give ESOPs to the one who you find worthy or you believe they should get ESOPs? As I said, ESOPs is beyond the cash that you make today. मेरा मानना यह है कि अगर आज आपके साथ कोई काम कर रहा है और उनकी करंट मार्केट पॉसिबिलिटी, उनकी मार्केट अर्निंग पॉसिबिलिटी आज लेट्स से X लाख है, एग्जाम्पल के लिए 10 लाख रुपए ले लेते. आपको लगता है कि आज वो कहीं पे भी जाके अगर रोल ढूंढेंगे तो उनको 10 लाख रुपए का रोल इमीडिएटली मिल जाएगा. अब आप I don't advise you to actually give them 2 lakh rupees ESOPs and 8 lakh rupees cash, because ESOPs worth 2 lakhs today is actually not supposed to be valued at 2 lakhs. Second, आप वो जो 2 लाख रुपए कम करने की उसमें से कोशिश कर रहे हो, that may or may not land well because they may want to look at their market opportunity and it may make them a little jittery about कि यार तेरी equity grow नहीं कर रही है और मेरे 2 लाख रुपए आज के मारे गए. And that creates bad blood, that creates tension in the system. But then अगर आप 10 लाख रुपए उनकी मार्केट वैल्यू है और 10 लाख रुपए आप पे कर रहे हैं, तो क्या आज आपको ESOPs देने चाहिए? नहीं, नहीं देने चाहिए. Because fact is that you are paying their market potential value and they have not started spending any sweat in the company. Now, where does this ESOP come in? Somebody who has worked with you for a certain time, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, whatever that period may be, by that time you can qualify that, oh, this is a person who I can see taking this shift further. This is a person who I love to work with, or they love to work with me, or we both both love to work together on this company. And I can really see that that this person is going to build a lot of value in next foreseeable future. At least 4 years is a good term to think about. That's exactly when you start thinking about issuing ESOPs. Now, at that time, what's the formula? This person is already working for last 12 months with you. Let's say they have worked so well and they're so good that you have given them a bumper 50% appraisal. It's now 15 lakhs. This is the time where you actually have the ESOP conversation. And this is not for you to save cash. आपके reasons हमेशा qualified होने चाहिए. Hiring or ESOPs is not only about employees. It's about, your intent within as well. If your intent is poor, there is a very high chance that you will end up doing stupid shit and you will blame the world for that. But इस समय ये कॉन्वर्सेशन ऐसे जा सकती है कि आप उसे बोल सकते हैं कि यार आपकी मार्केट वैल्यू, आपकी मार्केट पोटेंशियल के हिसाब से आपका 30% अप्रेजल तो होना ही चाहिए था. तो 13 lakhs is going to be your package, but I actually want to give you 50% appraisal. If you are okay, then we can convert the rest 2 lakh rupees into ESOPs. But if you want, these 2 lakhs are also available in cash. And you should be truthful about that. Actually, you should offer that. And this is the time where you will be able to qualify their intent again. Or more than intent, actually, you'll be able to qualify their understanding of what they're building. If by this time they believe in this company, they believe in this product, they believe in you, they know where this is going and they want to be a part of it, there's a very high chance that they will be elated and excited about the 2 lakh rupees ESOPs. Because these ESOPs will probably become 2 crores or 20 crores or even 20 lakhs or 40 lakhs tomorrow, which is still going to be the money they directly did not work for. This was getting compounded indirectly by not only their work in your company, by everybody's work in the company. Now they own a piece of this entire pie. That means anybody who is doing great in the company is going to contribute to their earning while their cash component continues to grow with time through your appraisal cycles. By this logic, what I'm only trying to say is that when you hire right at start, ESOPs should never be a part of your negotiation or offer process, but the possibility of ESOPs should always be a part of the conversation. You should be able to deliver this to any candidate, any person, that there is an opportunity to own a piece of this company and create wealth in future if all goes well. But you should be realistic about it at the same time. And you should be able to tell them that, hey, you know what? You don't know us today. We don't know you. Even if we give you ESOPs today, how will it matter? अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है कि हम कितने सही हैं and you discover after 3 months that 4 साल के आप 4 महीने नहीं रह पा रहे, तो ESOPs का क्या करेंगे? और अगर आज से 12 महीने में ये पता लग गया कि आपका और हमारा घर यही होने वाला है अगले कुछ सालों के लिए, तो ESOPs तो नेचुरल है और ये बनता भी है, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट ESOPs, I believe, is not a great hiring instrument. In fact, it is probably the most foolish, poorest hiring instrument. It diminishes the value, of ESOPs itself. ESOPs is a great retention instrument. It is an instrument where you allow people to not only have skin in the game, but upside in the game. You allow people to build wealth alongside you. You allow them to share the upside of the ship. And while they earn their living, at least at market potential. ESOP is also a great tool when somebody comes and wants to take a pay cut voluntarily. Hota hai aisa? Just stay with me. There can be times when somebody really senior who has accomplished, something in life, money is not the number one trouble they have, and they are fired up by your vision. They want to work with you, and they understand that you can't afford them, but they still want to be a part of the ship. And they tell you that, okay, I'm going to work in price that you can afford, but this is my actual value in the market today, and you can pay me the difference in ESOPs. If that happens, brilliant instrument. That's exactly the right value of that instrument, because you might have heard this term called sweat equity. It means what? It means the equity of the sweat that I'm putting in, apart from the work that I'm bringing. जो काम मैं कर रहा हूं उसका मुझे कैश पैसा मिलता है, पर जो मेहनत एक्स्ट्रा कर रहा हूं, जो डायरेक्टली काम को एट्रीब्यूट नहीं करती है, उसके लिए मुझे इक्विटी मिल रही है. एंड दैट इज एक्चुअली हाउ दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट शुड बी यूज्ड. ये बात मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूं बिकॉज पिछले कुछ सालों में यू माइट हैव हर्ड कि हर कंपनी तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए, बट बहुत सारी एंड स्पेशली हाइपर फंडेड कंपनीज ने अपने हर ऑफर लेटर में कुछ पार्ट ESOPs डालना शुरू कर दिया. लार्ज ऑफर लेटर्स में तो बहुत बड़ा पार्ट ESOP डालना शुरू कर दिया. एंड दे शो इट एज a thing that is good. But the fact is that उन सभी ऑफर लेटर्स में एक क्लिफ पीरियड होता है. किसी कंपनी का 12 महीने होता है, किसी का 18 महीने होता है. उस क्लिफ पीरियड का क्या मतलब होता है कि आपको ESOP तो आज दे रहे हैं, पर अगर अगले 12 से 18 महीने में आपने छोड़ दिया या हमने आपको हटा दिया तो वो ESOP जीरो हो जाती है. ये सारी पॉलिसी लेवल प्रॉब्लम है, जिस वजह से कैंडिडेट्स में, मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा मिसट्रस्ट भी फैलता है. लोग जिस दिन छोड़ते हैं या उनको फायर किया जाता है, एक तो वो उस गुस्से में होते हैं कि मेरे साथ बुरा हुआ, दो पार्टीज लड़ रही होती हैं तो दोनों एक दूसरे को ब्लेम करती हैं, गलती किसकी है हमें नहीं पता. पर एकदम से उनको लगता है अरे मेरे ESOP का धोखा हो गया. पर फैक्ट ये है कि वो धोखा था भी नहीं और था भी. उसकी जरूरत ही नहीं थी उस दिन. वो कंपनी में काम स्टार्ट करते वक्त आपको ESOPs की जरूरत थी ही नहीं. 12 महीने या 18 महीने और अर्ली स्टेजेस में तो मैं बोलूंगा 24 महीने. लुक एट पीपल, लेट पीपल लुक एट यू, वर्क टुगेदर. अगर ट्रस्ट चलेगा तो बहुत लंबा जाएगा. जिस आदमी के साथ आप 10 साल काम करने की पोटेंशियल रखते हो, उसके सारे डिसीजन आज ही क्यों करने हैं, उसके सारे डिसीजन 12 महीने में भी क्यों करने हैं. गिव योर सेल्फ टाइम. If you're watching this video as a candidate or as somebody who's working in startups as well, this goes for you as well. ESOP is a great instrument. You should exchange your cash with it if you can. But if somebody is making that offer to take your cash away today, when they don't know you and you don't know them, probably it's a trap. It may not end well because it's a lottery. I mean, it can end well as well. आपका कोई एक दोस्त हो सकता है 500 में से जिसके साथ एक तुक्का सही लग गया हो, but वो तुक्का ही है, वो it doesn't work right. So ESOPs should be handled carefully. Last piece on this is the other side of the story, the other dark side. You will find candidates in this journey who will come and ask for a certain percentage of equity because they are senior, because they are domain experts, because they come from that particular competition, they come from that particular potential customers company. आप retail tech में काम करते हो, हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर या PNG से कोई आता है. I'm not, it doesn't mean that it happens with those companies. I'm saying any big name in retail and somebody from there comes and asks you for equity. Or if you work in ed tech, or if somebody comes from an academy or Byju's and tells you that, hey, I can come and fix your company and I can come and help you, but I need this percentage today. They are probably not asking for ESOPs. They are equity sharks. They are ESOP sharks. Don't do that. In fact, question them कि क्या करोगे इस equity का, worthless है. क्योंकि fact ये है कि बहुत लंबे समय तक ये equity worthless ही रहने वाली है. अगर आपकी स्टार्टअप की जिंदगी के पहले 7 साल में आपकी इक्विटी की सच में कुछ वैल्यू बन जाए तो ये काफी जीनियस मूव है. क्योंकि जब आपकी कंपनी में कोई इन्वेस्ट करता है तो आपकी इक्विटी की वैल्यू नहीं बनती. आपकी इक्विटी की वैल्यू उस दिन बनती है जिस दिन आपकी कंपनी, आपका बिजनेस, आपका स्टार्टअप ऐसी स्टेज में होता है कि आज कोई उसको खरीदने के लिए कुछ कैश ऑफर कर सके. वो उसकी रियल वैल्यू है. और एक बिजनेस को एक ऐसी स्टेज तक पहुंचने में काफी साल लगते हैं जब वो अपने पैरों पे खड़ा हो सकता है और वो किसी और के घर जाने के, किसी और के हाथ में जाने लायक होता है. पहले 5 से 7 साल तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एंटरप्रेन्योर और स्टार्टअप दोनों ही एक दूसरे को ढूंढ रहे होते हैं. So be less cocky about your ESOPs, be less cocky about your equity, be more real about it. Have these conversations, but don't use them the wrong way.